Shot is his, didn't realize someone was close. He's got an opportunity to back away. Support flashbangs are out, and he's going to maintain some aggression. 9Z just making sure they have information at Banana and Gamerlegion as well. Not being overly aggressive, not overextending early into this pistol round.
So patience so far. Minute and 10 on the clock. Not a huge amount of aggression to counter off the Banana take, but now there isn't. It's all on Max. He's gone down. Chaos with the kill. He starts it. As it was pretty clean. Max, all he got was really one flash. He was solo on that. Now, they will give information because they've slowed it enough that that'll rotate GGT over, but he's going to have to be perfect in his positioning to help Buddha, who's already under a ton of pressure in New Box.
Yeah, there's no way he's getting out of this. No way he's getting out of this. It's just how many can he take down with him. There's the first, traded immediately by Shui, who's going to get the bomb planted, the in-game leader from Gamerlegion, but there's a gap in the smoke. That slows things down, but a huge recovery, and that bomb is going to get planted. DGT ran out of bullets, but there's the kill. David with a chance for another.
David comes in with 3, finds IM and A-Core as well. They both fall. Isaac, the only one that can save this round now and keep that bomb in position. Banana to hold, but DGT, oh, he wanted to get on that bomb. He knew he was going to wrap. His teammate went down too soon, from CT, and Gamerlegion clutched back the round in their favor.
Oh. That's a little bit wild. All right, pistol round is one you're going to have a little bit of nerves. You're going to have some nerves as a player coming into it. It's over. You get to start settling down, but that's a good win for Gamerlegion. What a round from David to bring this right back. Huge triple kill to give 9Z a chance. Oh, he actually got off the defuse as well. He stopped it. DJT might have been able to actually have that if he kept up with it.
I think so. I think he was a little bit worried he didn't have the time based on where his teammate was in CT. We've got a tech pause. I assume this is for sound. It was called by A-Core on Gamerlegion, and as we can see, they're just adjusting the in-ears.
It's either that or one of some of the young players maybe crap their pants a little bit.
Yeah, I hope not. I hope not yet. I hope they, ease into this, but it's so tough. This is the first time we've ever had a major. Keep in mind, I mean, guys like Hex have been tweeting about this constantly. This is going to be the first event he's ever played in front of a crowd. You're going straight into a major. That's the case for a lot of these young players who proved themselves during the pandemic, the online era, and it's not like you get that comforts and the confines of playing backstage in every game. We have a crowd from the very start, so you're right. There is going to be some nerves. Isaac continues off where he left last round to find 2, and Kios comes in with yet another one onto NQZ.
Yeah, no nerves there for Gamerlegion. Good shooting right up middle. 9Z try and pull a fast one over him and push down middle. It gets completely stopped. And Max and Buddha have a long time to just sit there and think about the incoming loss, and this might be a chance for a conversation for 9Z, how to start working things moving forward. There's weapons to be recovered, utility to be recovered in middle for 9Z. As Buddha and Max try and work their way, Isaac still has eyes on it. He had the opening 2 kills. You're exactly right, though. A lot of players, a lot of inexperience here. A-Core and Kiaz, the only 2 players on Gamerlegion with major experience. For NQZ and Buddha, it's their first major. David, his first major, the first Chilean at a major as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing with 9Z as well. I know they're predominantly Argentinian aside from NQZ, but this whole region, Chile, Argentina, it's all due to what's been going on in Brazil with the South American scene. And this major is much for them as a home event, I have to think, in so many ways. Sure, if they're playing another Brazilian team, I expect the crowd will be against them. But this is all together, right? If they've built this together.
It was one of the conversation points that we were having coming into this is how much of the crowd is actually going to be for 9Z, considering they only have one Brazilian player, they only have the Brazilian coach.
And it is a bit of a rivalry, right? Argentine versus Brazil, it always has been.
I think, too, one thing as well is, I mean, just straight up, I think Brazil is going to be in a certain period where with 9Z's playing, like South America, they're just going to count him as part of the team. There's plenty of 9Z flags out there, plenty of 9Z jerseys out there as well. One little kill for A-Core right at the end as we go into round 3.
Give him some money on that SMG as well. You're absolutely right. Again, if they're playing against a Brazilian team, some of the legends, I've seen tons of Imperial jerseys already, and there's a good look at our crowd for the Challenger stage. Incredible. But yeah, when they're playing anyone else, they're going to have a fan crowd. Yeah. They're going to have a crowd behind them, and that's going to help them.
I got to correct you a little bit, Matt. I apologize for it, but Max and DGT are Uruguayan. And I know,
correct.
I know they'd be a little bit upset as well because they were the first Uruguayan players at a major. Yeah, back at Antwerp. So, yeah, there's a lot of really cool representation on this 9Z team. And they've started doing damage in the Americas region as well. This 9Z squad is one that hasn't really caused any real damage on the international scale, but over in the Americas region, this whole year, since bringing in, the Brazilians, since bringing in Buddha, I mean, they've been able to actually have some upsets in qualifying from the Americas region over some of the big name American teams like the EGs, like the Liquids at various times. So they've been doing some damage in their own little part of the world. And now they get a chance to show it on the big stage. They're going to start 0-3 down in this game. And that's going to be interesting to see if the young players can recover from it.
Gamerlegion, as you mentioned as well, had that great game against FaZe opening up at the Road to Rio in Malta that went into
five overtimes,
I think it was five. Yeah, it was quite a bit, you're right. It was a lot. And they had good performances throughout, and I was glad they qualified because I would have been heartbroken if they didn't. They're a team that's been pushing and working really, really hard. So I kind of do lean toward them in this one, just based on how that played out for them and the performances that we did see. But 9Z can certainly surprise. We know that the Americas are Stockholm, as it were, for them.
Yeah.
I mean, look, there was a lot of surprises and a lot of teams that I think came in a lot more prepared. And 9Z as well stayed in Europe and has been doing a ton of boot camping since then. This
is like low-key like one of my sneaker favorite matches of the opening round of this challenger stage, because I very much am like in a situation where like my heart wants 9Z to win. My head tells me Gamerlegion's gonna win. It's just a very cool clash of young teams and the highest pressure they've ever had to play under. 3-0 for Gamerlegion. Led by Shui, the in-game leader, but powered by Acor. The Alper who's had so many struggles throughout his career back towards Mouse. Now here in Gamerlegion at the European RMR just to qualify for this event. He was a beast. It's been amazing seeing his resurgence.
Yeah, and it's exactly right. They touched on it on the desk. He was a bit of a disappointment when he was on the main Mouse roster, but he obviously came off the NXT, the academy team, if you will, and had a ton of promise, just didn't deliver.
And really popped off years back at the original Flashpoint season when he was on Mad Lions and just wasn't able to transition his style of play into the tougher competition. But it seems like the years where he's had to kind of step back and reassess and go to Mouse, and even in that disappointment, he's found some new confidence and he's found a way to make this style work, found a way to make his style work. 3 players over at the B bomb site on defense for 9Z. DJT and Max pushed out towards sandbags, but Gamerlegion gonna start out applying pressure towards brackets up middle. Typical utility spent to maintain control. And a very passive defense for 9Z to start.
Shui holding it out through the smoke, takes down NQZ. DGT has to fall off this, try and play statue at spawn. Bit of a sliver gap, he's watching for utility. He'll rotate over to library smartly so that he denies somewhat the access to the site. I say that, he still has David toward the pit, but they are not exactly pursuing it just yet, so they want to let the time work in their favor and thin out this defense as best as possible. David's going to spot multiple as he runs the A4. He's got more bullets to fire, but not any life left to do so. He manages one, though, and that allowed DGT to contribute because he got Acor from library. Bomb will still go down, but there's a chance for 9Z.
There's a chance, but they got to find one quick. I think this is a very tough retake. There is a kit on Buddha. They've got decent amount of utility, which might prompt them forward. However, this is a lot of weapons, a lot of economy to risk early on in this map.
That kit is one of the 2 players rotating around toward the bracket side. As Buddha gets closer, IM is in a perfect position to strike, flash toward the pit. If he gets past the box, though, IM's not going to have a chance on him. He's only will pump out late, sees the second, and Isaac's got that kill. 4-0 now for Gamerlegion.
That position in Graveyard at those stairs is just oh so strong. Even with the opening kill, it's a hard one to deal with, and your teammates can play off of it so well. Great 3v3 post plant for Gamerlegion. They're up 4-0. And Shui, beautiful entry. That's someone that we talked about at the RMR as well. Keep your eyes on him. He came out of that now what's becoming like a famous Mouse NXT, the academy roster from Mouse. He wasn't one of the players moved up to the main team. But after his success there, with their success winning the We Play Academy Leagues twice, he's found a nice little home here in Gamerlegion with a lot of control over the roster, a strong voice and strong presence within the team. And on top of his leadership, he's providing some very, very timely frags.
Max holding off an angle now with the Deagle, has DGT a little bit closer. And QZ's going to rotate over to the back line, AWP to fire. Isaac has been sharp so far in this game, 7-0. Talk about 007, he's 7-0. He's absolutely killing it to start this off, including the clutch in the pistol round.
Start a new franchise. Yeah, that clutch was massive. Good way to get started with young players as well. Have a big clutch like that. Now, NQZ does have the AWP. That's an interesting weapon on the board, but it's parked at the B bomb site, a position where they can easily choose to save it if things go wrong, and it looks like things are about to go wrong.
And shot angle. If anyone walks that direction, the problem is he might have to swing to catch out the rotation the other direction. Good find for Max. He does come out onto Chaos, but Isaac comes straight back in. And bomb to be planted once more. With the AWP in hand, this is going to have to be a save. They're going to back off of it. So 5-0 for Gamerlegion. Obviously, that does mean, as it was this round, the maximum loss bonus. But an AK and an AWP, just get out. Yeah, huge to have, actually. That's going to set them up very, very nicely with utility in the next round. Obviously, weapons are going to be just fine for 9Z as they come in on David and Buddha, who've gone down here. DJT can keep the SMG, so going to be a very strong 6th round loadout that 9Z is going to have to work with. But now it gets into now you start getting into the situation. On a map like Inferno, you're on the CT side, you're down 0-5. It's time to snap into this game. We haven't really seen that 9Z kind of presence yet on this map to give you some feeling that they've arrived at this major. This might be some jitters, and hopefully in these first 5 rounds, they've worked them out. This is where I think you got to call a timeout if you're Zach right now for 9Z. And you say, all right, guys, Zach being the coach, the most experienced player in terms of the number of majors he's been at, 3 of them, he's got to have a conversation here to get him to chill into the face of this. Yeah, chill in terms of nerves, but maybe get a little more the opposite in this server, because there hasn't been a lot of presence toward Banana yet. Other than Max in the pistol round went out to get information, they've been sitting really passively back inside the site. And now with the loss bonus, the 2 guns saved, maybe they get that sort of cache of utility we see now to sort of dropped outside of ruins. Maybe they can start to attack that and get a little more aggressive to get map control. But you're absolutely right. They call the timeout. Although, it is a technical timeout, Jason, just to clarify. I was wondering why we didn't have our music, and I look over, we are missing one player in the server. NQZ has dropped, so he'll be reconnecting shortly, I'm sure. But yeah, this is a tech pause. Okay, so fix a few things, and we'll get it back underway. Either way, great job from Gamerlegion. You mentioned, we've seen the triple B set up for 9Z on defense a number of times already. You mentioned a little bit passive over there as well. Gamerlegion's been able in these first 2 kind of real gun rounds to just move up middle, take bracket control. Shui found that opening kill on Rap side. This previous round, they're able to just take it and slowly encroach against a low buy as well. So brackets have been an issue. That B defense, when you're snacking over there, they haven't seen a whole lot of attention quite yet. So Gamerlegion doing a good job of attacking away from the defensive positioning. He's rejoined the server. We've got readies all across the board, and freeze time is dwindling down. Round number 6, about to come in hot. Let's see if they can get on the board in it this time then. So underway we go. NQZ already looking down toward middle. Just to note for anyone watching in-game, Bulldog is NQZ, Banjo is NQZ. Is NQZ, and
yeah, I was wondering about that. Now. That was throwing me off a little bit. Yeah, sorry. Bulldog is NQZ, and Banjo is David. So there you go. Now I've got it figured out. See, it's confusing me as well, Jason. But yes, there's certainly lots of people watching at GoTV for this. I have no doubt about that. As DGT boosted up behind the smoke on Arch side. Saw a little update there on the side of the screen. There is a B stream going on, 2 matches simultaneously throughout the day. So if you're sitting at home, pull up a second monitor, pull up a second tab, open up the B stream. Mouths and Outsiders taking place there. David, opening kill for him as he holds on to Pit. A dink, but he can't complete the kill. He needs to smoke himself off. He knows utility's going to be heading his way. He's 1 step ahead of the Molotov, but not ahead of the bullets. It's Chaos that finds him first, and he follows it to find NQZ as well. Down goes the AWP, but DGT has repositioned beside the box. He's used the smoke to do so. Smartly backs off. Oh no, he had no idea, Max, that Acor was watching. I was going to say, he doesn't want to get caught, but Chaos chases him. Everywhere that 9Z think they have safety, they do not. They're getting caught out, but it's on to Buddha, and he needs a prayer in this one to try and wrap around the A1S to work with. Has the kit, has a nade as well, and there's unfortunately just too much to find. Crossfire set, and Chaos completes. It's 6-0 Gamerlegion. Yeah, a little bit sloppy there. A little bit too many assumptions from 9Z that in the 3v2, those players from Gamerlegion are going to sit parked inside the bomb site. Utility being spent a little bit ahead of themselves, not well coordinated. And man, does Gamerlegion take advantage of it. This is solid play from the international squad. Chaos getting aggressive here. Beautiful find. And Buddha had just nothing to do. Crowd trying to get him back into it. This time it will be a timeout, an actual timeout called to talk things over. But 9Z, not the position you want to be in your opening game. 0-6. A goose egg still on the board. But they've got plenty of money to work with on the 9Z side, by virtue of the saved weapons in the previous.
Yeah, well, and obviously this maximum loss bonus that continues to build up. But they need to start putting it to work. It's one thing, you say, oh, save, they're leaving themselves well off. You got to start winning rounds too. And you're at that threshold. 6 rounds already against UT side Inferno, and you're yet to be on the board. Ooh, good nade. First time they try to get an offense toward Banana and they lose it. I think they're going to have to be more aggressive than this. And to be fair, Gamerlegion hasn't had to be. This is the first time they've got a kill that put Shuey toward the top barrels, but they have not even addressed it or put attention to it early in the round because it's been there for free every single time.
Yeah, outside of the pistol round, this is the first time we've really seen them kind of go at Banana in this fashion. You could see 9Z as well. They've already made the choice to rotate back over and stack the A bomb site where most of the attention has been, and unfortunately, Shuey's just calling a phenomenal game. The in-game leader of Gamerlegion has just waltzed into the B bomb site, brought his team in behind him, and they're going to have a free plant and a free 7th round. NQZ's got to be a little bit frustrated with that one. The HE grenade really discombobulating just as he's about to turn the corner to take the peak.
In honor of the fact, Jason, that you're American and 9Z is South American, I'll give up on my Zs today, and I'll go to Z.
We could do Z, yeah. I usually switch to Z when I'm in Europe, and I completely forgot that we're actually in the Americas at the moment because we're never in the Americas.
We've been back and forth on it. I'll switch to Z.
Perfect.
As much as it grieves me to do so.
It's time for you to accommodate me.
Okay, I like that. Happy to do so. Buddha, he's accommodating the library very well right now. Chaos and Isaac going down. This is the first time they've had a lead, and it's passively given back to them. Remember, they lost this banana position. They are going to lose the round, obviously, with the bomb going off, but the first time they're going to win it out on just manpower and the fact that they're able to sit back and find kills. So again, weapons are still there. I do think they need to do something to get earlier map control. Yeah, cool little sequence from Buddha there at the end, but it's got to be a little bittersweet when you consider the fact when you're thinking about it and you're like, oh, Gamerlegion has so much money and they're winning so much and so easily that they're willing to come for the hunt like this when we have 4 players surviving and stacked at the A bomb site for this much time. Here's the nade. Here's the headshot. That's the second opening kill for Shuey. We saw the huge one in the first gun run on Rap side. Once again, is just an opening kill, just delivers them a solid win. He's playing very, very well, creating the space for his team. And again, this time it's back towards Banana. And again, it's Shuey. The problem is, even with the AWP, because sure, he peeked before the smoke. They had the incendiary in the right spot. The replay shows it was just a lovely shot with the AK. But every time they send someone to Banana, there's no backup contingency plan to trade off of it. Even if he hits that shot immediately toward the upper, where's the slide from half wall? That time Max gets caught toward the bags. No one close enough to re-peek from CT and maybe trade that off. So they're giving it away.
This feels a little bit like some pressure on 9Z is really kind of making this very difficult. Yeah, this could be huge. He needs it. He needs a huge play. Only one. Shuey goes down, but there's a quick trade.
I think he got caught shoulder peeking on the first one. So they'll work around the brackets. A-Core, you can see his gun barrel sticking out from Boiler, was already looking towards short side. I am going to... That's huge spray. I was going to say work out with his teammates. Good play from David to cover that. Unfortunately, he's gone down, and his teammate had 2 HP left on that exchange. So not much they could do about it. Again, another bomb plant. 7 is going to turn to 8. Buddha, I can't picture him winning this one out. He's just going to take that AK and try and get away.
Bro, 9Z's getting worked right now. They're on the back foot completely. They're up against the ropes, whatever you want, whatever metaphor you want to have for them. This is not the 9Z that we've normally seen play throughout the Americas region and throughout the qualifier. They're not finding the fights they like. They're not comfortable or confident swinging into fights, and there's a lot of miscues on their utility.
Well, and this is not, as you say, young players. Home major in a sense that we're in South America. This could be tough.
We've talked about it a number of times, this idea of like playing in front of the crowd, the home field advantage. It can be the double-edged sword.
Yeah, 100%.
It can very easily. I mean,
it's positive, negative tilt.
Even the legendary Brazilian players from SK, from Luminosity, have all talked about it. Those first events that we had back in 2016 here at Sao Paulo as well.
Pro League season 5 or
I think it was 3. I don't know.
Cloud9 won is all I can say.
Cloud9 won.
Exactly.
The pressure of playing in front of the home crowd. I mean, it's not always an advantage. There's a lot of things that go along with this. Excitement of friends and family being in the area. Excitement of the media swirling around it as well. It can be very distracting, especially for young and inexperienced players. And at the moment, Gamerlegion is rising to the occasion. 9Z is obviously not.
Crowd trying to rally behind them as best they can. Again, though, no aggression toward Bananas, so there's not really been much of a redress or rebuttal, but now an opening pick, finally. DGT going to take down Acor.
Get into it, boys. You got to capitalize on this one. You haven't had a whole lot of man advantages in this map just yet. This must be a victory. A 5-on-4.
David got away with that. He absolutely had to get that kill because they went for the two-man stack on the smoke at the arch side. If he went down, not only did they have the sight, they had pit, and there would have been a rotation back defensively. David was on his own and nearly gave away his position. Buddha will again toward the top side of Banana, but it's Max to at least get one back this time. Tries to beat the smoke, he can't do it, but does decent damage onto Sui, and he body blocked the smoke in turn, so he spotted him going to the side. He'll drop him, and now we might have a round for 9Z.
There we go. They needed it. They needed it. And, Isaac didn't spot that between the gap and the smoke. Boost it up. DJT's got it. And 9Z's on the board.
And channel that. Listen to the crowd and use it, because we saw that they looked pretty dejected when they lost that 8th round when Buddha knew he had to save previously. Now, all right, now you've got something going, and it all starts on this opening pick from DGT.
Yeah, who almost didn't get it. He took that little bit of a peek. I don't think he realized quite how blind
That's a
Acor was.
Double peek as well,
really
because of the AWP, right? You see an opera, you don't necessarily want to go back for that.
That could have very easily gone wrong. Nice win. Get the first one behind you. See what you can build off of it. 3 players at Banana for 9Z's defense. DJT, Max, and Buddha. But Shui again leading the way, a little bit more passive. Great chip damage from the utility, and a follow-up peek from Max. Gotta be careful. 3 players he's contending with.
So they go passive this time and toward the site again, Buddha and Max. Damage is one thing, but with AKs and AWPs, you've got to finish them off. The potential is still there for Gamerlegion.
Great early damage, though. They can clean a lot of this up. Spraying through smoke, multi-kills. No one's actually in the bomb site. Utility can lock them out. Oh, there's the peek. Aggressive through it.
Ooh, Chaos though. Still, oh, if he had, I kept firing on that, he had the kill. He was only at 18. Still finding 2 in return. Great trades on the entries. So that gives Gamerlegion something to work with, and Romanian is going to get aggressive and catch out DGT. Suddenly it turns, and guess what? Acor, 17 HP. He was one of the players early on that took that damage. He's still alive in this.
And the HP doesn't matter. This is such a hard retake, such a difficult retake. 2 flashes and a smoke to work with. You've got the money to risk it all, and at the scoreline the way it is, I feel like you almost have to risk it, but it looks like they want to back away.
Yeah.
9Z want nothing to do with it, so Gamerlegion, despite the early damage, still going to find a victory at the end of the day. There were 3 players defending this bomb site for 9Z. And there were 2 players with 17 HP on Gamerlegion, and they could not capitalize.
Yeah, the single smoke took 2 of them out, and then Buddha from Compton's, he kind of overextends. He gets 2 kills, but overextends in the fact that there's no trade potential on him.
And I think this is where the pressure of the moment is getting to 9Z. A lot of space is being provided to Gamerlegion. 3 defenders, none of them in the bomb site. The defense is coming through the smoke with the flashbang, and just great trading from Gamerlegion coming through this.
See if they can respond one round and then they lose the subsequent when they had a great chance to capitalize. So now we will get our first.
You want to talk about, I mean, they know they're getting buried. They know their head's slipping beneath the water right now. 3 timeouts have been used in the first 10 rounds of this game. And they still don't have an answer, 9Z. Still searching for it.
Very passive still on Banana. Usually that's the first thing you go to, is try and just secure and fortify that with so much utility, but quite passive. And considering the CT side is typically your utility damage map, okay, fair enough. They've got 196 on Buddha. DGT is at 286, so they are starting to get some on the board now. Max with 181.
Yeah, but that's only a cool stat if you're winning the rounds.
Exactly, they're not capitalizing with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's only at this point, if you have that much utility damage and you're still not able to capitalize on it, it just becomes disappointing. Acor down low to 31 HP.
Not enough flashes available to go for that either, because they saw Acor shoot. They knew he was toward the logs. So Max going to be somewhat passive-aggressive, shall we say, as he sits back on the angle. As soon as they peek, oh, he's going to go on this flash in. Deep smoke. Lets him retake some territory. They try and boost above. Now, who sees the other first? I think Acor wins this because as he backs off, AWP's already set. I think Max had to commit to the position to try and win that one out. Meanwhile, NQZ wants to try and pull this back on the other side of the map. He sits towards Boiler. Oh, he's going to see the gun barrel. Nothing he can do about it, though. They aren't going to peek that far. And he misses the flick. IM's got him down.
Yeah, then NQZ's a big player for this team, and that's a tough miss. 2 kills for him, 2 kills for the Opper. Buddha's going to be up next, and he's got to take a risk to try and make a play to bring him back into this. Inside the smoke, around the edge, he's been spotted. Was not convincing, was not confident, was not decisive, and Isaac finds him.
Gap in that, didn't take advantage of it. Isaac does. He actually comes back in and takes out DGT, so another round, there's going to be 10.
9Z looks scared of fights at the moment. They look afraid to take fights. They look like they've made the decision in their head, and their heart isn't really in it.
Crowd can be their heart if they can rally them and get some momentum going. It does seem like a lot of one-on-one fights to me. Good play, Isaac, to go back in that and spot the fact that there was a gap. So David just trying to save the AK yet again. He sits 7 and 7. Buddha 7 and 8. Those are your fraggers right now. DGT's not too far off, but and it is interesting. They are holding their own kill-wise. They're just not converting the last few to get across the line in each of these rounds.
Just brutal. You got to give props over to Shuey as well. Calling a phenomenal game for Gamerlegion. 10 rounds on the T side opening up. You love to see that from your in-game leader. Max is going to have his work cut out for him when they switch sides, obviously. No matter what happens in this half, this has been a catastrophe for 9Z. Some kind of a recovery would be nice. 3 of these last, 4 rounds at least. Something to give you a positive vibe. Something that you can grab hold of to rally the team around.
So the boost up. David and DGT. Max with the crossfire. He's gone down, but that just takes the aggro. Good trade back. Isaac able to take David, and then Acor slides out. AWP, they've lost the advantage they had, and they've lost the shot. They've missed it toward IM. They could have controlled the pit with that shot, but he couldn't hit it, and NQZ is struggling this game. Acor's going to sit and just take him out. He's only got 2 kills so far. As the Opera on the CT side, Buddha on the flank.
Got to go for it.
The swing. Oh, it's off down. Don't take a tick from that. They'll hear it. Oh, he did. He walked into it. Now they know. They're both close enough. IM's not even going to be looking down that hallway anymore. Smokeout will confirm, but he wants to try. Oh, we got lucky on that. I was going to say to isolate the pit. IM missed a chance to put him down early, and now he can push through the smoke. He knows it, too, if he can avoid the balcony. I think he lost track of where he was.
Yeah, I do, too.
Jumps up. He hits this. He can turn, he knows, but it's good timing from IM. That would have been a huge clutch to win.
Would have been nice. They don't get it at the end of the day. That's real rough. NQZ trying to step up to find the equalizing kill. He thinks they're going to come in from lane, and it was a little bit late when he got the information that one was dropping out of halls. Huge kills for Acor to find. And a near impossible 1v2 from Buddha. A dangerous crossfire in his own smoke, I think at the end of the day, betrayed him. 11-1. And with, 9Z's had the full losing bonus, as we mentioned, pretty much this entire game. They've had the AWP a number of times. They've had the resources a number of times. They have had very sobering start to the Rio Major for 9Z.
Absolutely is, yeah. But, if anything, game 1 could be a wake-up call for them, and they'll have another best of 1 before they hit the series stage and the serious stage where you face being eliminated, or if they can rally it together, maybe getting through.
Now here's the other X factor of this as well. Remember, they're playing later on today as well. We do the redraws in the middle of the day, and then we've got a second round of matches. So, if you're 9Z, You better hope this is just nerves that you can get over and not just a bad day for the players.
Good day for IM continues. He's up to now 10 kills as he gets inside of the site. Bomb planted by Acor. And they get that down before David could do anything with the MP9. Now he's up close. If the op can find an opening, oh, he can't. David's gone down. I was gonna say, if NQZ can find something to pull aggro, he might have been able to strike and run in. He knows there's one, not always sees it. So much damage, but couldn't get it done, and he gets some posts, I guess, from the afterlife with the nade, but it doesn't matter. IM's already put him down. It's 12-1 now for Gamerlegion.
And that took everything away from them. I mean, 9Z, obviously, they have to buy here, but this is going to be the first round. I mean, one of the few rounds they haven't been able to have an AWP, haven't been able to have a good amount of rifles. Actually going to go for a little bit of a half buy with Deagles, with CZs. We'll go CZs as well instead of CZs. All the Zs are changing today. 11-round lead for Gamerlegion. They've had everything they've wanted in every part of the map.
Flash over. Again, Banana. Free access for Gamerlegion. Shui already taking some shots in toward the trash position at smoke. Buddha with a 5-7 this late in the half. IM's just going to get a free one on DGT, but he's 5-7. He's going to get close on this. He might try and surprise them. He's got the CZ-75 for Max beside him. Noise made by Acor, so they know there's some presence on this side of the map. No rotation available for David, even though he has that Deagle. Buddha's going to start it. Good kill.
Yeah, but they're going to want that up. Oh, David's got another one on the other side of the map. Kiaz. Oh, did he see it? Oh, okay. He knows now. He knows now. Waiting to see if there's going to be a second. Biding his time. There's the crouch here, and Kiaz just takes it. Calm and clinical. They know David's in pit. Max has shifted away from the action. And Gamerlegion once again going to find the B-bomb site. Although I think he got the information. Might have heard a footstep. Might have just had a sixth sense. Plenty of damage done. Wow. And he's even found David.
Nice re-peek toward top mid. 14 now for IM. So just having an excellent game. Max, not so much. 3 kills only for him. And he's out of this one. No question.
Yeah, he's just thinking, let me get that AK-47 at the end of the day. But look at Gamerlegion. They have the same kind of idea. They know you're going to go for it.
Oh, he got it. He's able to press E from that range.
Go Gadget Arms.
Yeah, absolutely. He knows the max distance.
I like it.
So he'll get away with that, no question. Try and stay alive, and I think he will. They're not really pursuing too aggressively. They even go back to Molotov the bomb in case he snuck out somewhere from ruins.
Now, let me get a little bit crazy with you, Matt.
Okay, I like
here
it.
For a second. Back at the Americas RMR, 9Z had some very impressive comebacks in their games.
Yes.
They had a comeback against Imperial that they ended up winning, and I think that looks like, my notes say, I think double or triple overtime. They started 2-13 down at halftime. They came back all the way to force over OT, ended up winning that. Against Double O Nation, they were down 7-14 at one point, had a chance to win at 15-14, and ended up winning in overtime. So, I mean, this is a team that has shown some resilience. And I think, unfortunately, if you're a 9Z fan, that's really the only prayer you got left in this map. Is that resilience? Is that something. Miracle comeback?
I mean, it's something. If you've got to look for something to lean on, sure. But unfortunately, I'm not sure I'm convinced or compelled to make it an argument. In that
I'm not either. I'm just,
this one's going.
Just got to throw him a cookie out there, you know?
Well, they are putting a little more aggression toward Banana this time with some deeper utility, and they'll leave an anchor there in the form of Buddha. He's already on 41. But finally, we're starting to see that early rotation from 9Z. More standard to the meta of Inferno. Good shot by IM again, though, to take down NQZ. And Buddha's just jump spotting at this point. He's going to see them now. Okay, back off and call for a rotation back the other way. Who's it going to be? They're not going yet. I think where he's on 41, he's probably going to want a teammate to get there sooner rather than later.
Yeah, it's a little bit slow, and you got to imagine at this point in the game when you're down 13-1, I think communication has got to probably be a little bit flat. Not a whole lot of proactivity on the map. Everyone's feeling a little bit scummy.
And if they're already slow to react based on the call from their teammate, now with that smoke going down where they were, there's no rotation coming at all. This is over.
Yeah, that kill's huge, but also he spots the boost, so he's like, look guys, there's 2 players on ramp side. You probably more than likely only have 1 guy at the B site, and they found access once again, bomb being planted. It's looking like a 14-1 half.
I think it is. I think 9Z, where they didn't rotate early enough, they weren't convinced that there was enough at Banana, but I mean, obviously we see more than them, but as soon as the smokes went down, that like confirmed their suspicion that it was a fake. The problem was they got faked by the fake. So IM is going to get 1, but Max will get the kill in return. 13 HP, 3 to find. Shui might only have 1, but it doesn't matter. There's only this round left to go, and 9Z might only have 1 to win in a half. It's 1-14. Gamerlegion absolutely dominant, and yeah, absolutely loving their first time on the stage here in Rio. 9Z not so much. We're going to take a break, see if they can get their thoughts together. Maybe that comeback is on the cards, Jason. I'm not sure I'm convinced. Gamerlegion lead this best of 1 so far.
What a brutal thing to hear out of the mouth of Zach right before we come back into this at a 14-1. They've been so excited for this one, so hyped up, so looking forward to it, and this has been a very difficult start, a very rough start. Backs against the wall. We mentioned those comebacks back at the RMR. This might be a little bit too much. 1-14, a 13-round deficit. Let's see what 9Z can bring out in the pistol round on their own T side. Heading up Banana. And it's quick, it's aggressive, much more fast pace. Good counter utility to slow it down. Opening kill for David, the follow-up is there as well. And now Shui has it all on his shoulders.
Sit back at New Box, good start. Exactly what 9Z need. They'll trade off. IM was able to get in to get DGT, but he's taken out NQZ with the kill that was much required. This could have been a 2-on-2 otherwise. Buddha to plant.
And because of the boost up, they know the second player is here. They know Isaac has already arrived.
Buddha tries to bait him. No one able to swing in. Okay, fair enough, Max. Good shot. I was going to say, just swing and actually deny him access. But accuracy from afar will do the job instead. So a second round 9Z.
Scoreboard be damned. This is what you want a home crowd for, to lift you up at the lowest moments.
And honestly, it's perfect if you're a home team in this event because they're going to cheer no matter what. This was the major they were promised back in 2020. Now they've got it. They've been waiting for the world stage to come back to Brazil, especially a major. So yeah, they're going to be hyped no matter what, Jason. So you've got that going for you. You've just got to give them a little bit, and they'll be there for you.
And that's the knowledge you want if you're 9Z as well, is understanding even when you get absolutely demolished inside the server, you're still going to have the crowd and the fans behind you trying to lift you up for your next game later on in the day. Round 17, second in the second half.
I think that's what I'm most looking forward to at this event in particular. Is that this is a bit of a celebration, and it's going to have a festival atmosphere, I think, in so many ways.
Yeah.
It's going to be a party the whole time for the fans and for everyone here.
Uh-oh, don't do it. Not like this.
This is tough. This is not what you would have expected. Inside of the smoke, a bit of chaos indeed, because it's Sui that gets 2. Now they'll get back in and control it. Composure, but low HP. David on 20. This Deagle could be absolutely menacing. NQZ as well. 75 HP bomb is to be planted, but he's not confident doing it because no smoke towards CT. And if he peeks out too soon, there's a clear line of sight, not only for this Deagle, but, well, I was going to say for the Scout, he wants to get aggressive and get combative as Isaac's going to swing around with that Deagle. He should have a clean shot to pop out. He's a bit too late, but low HP. This could be doable. They have made this a somewhat winnable situation. 40 seconds, they don't have to overcommit to the bomb plant, so that is somewhat favorable because that means he can't, oh, he can! I was gonna say isolated to all ones, NQZ holds on.
Good for him. It's been a tough game for the sole Brazilian in 9Z. That's a good time to step up. Averting disaster, at least for the moment. Some fine 5-7 work from Shui to get a double kill. Make this possible, but a good recovery out of the madness from 9Z.
rounds, 2 in a row. Not the most concise way of doing it, but they do it either way. So now, see if they can keep building. This crowd really, I don't know, energized for the day. I mean, even if they can't make this comeback possible, Jason, I think, as is the case with those 2 rounds, they just want something to cheer about.
Well, I think too, like, also, this has been a conversation in the past as well, is the difference between being able to dictate some of the action on the T side versus having to kind of wait for the action on the CT side. It's one of the nice ways to get the nerves behind you is to be able to take the initiative and be able to call where the action is going to come and be able to direct the flow of the action on the T side. And if anything, it is going to get 9Z over the hump for later on in the day for their match in the second half of the day. It's going to be this T side. You're going to want to see them go on a little bit of a run here and really get some of the confidence of playing in this kind of an environment.
Oh, it's so good. They've been telling us to come to Brazil for years, Jason. We finally listened.
Don't forget too, 9Z, the youngest team in the challenger stage as well.
That's true. I mean, they said that. I know the interview was a bit disheartening, considering they say don't sleep on us. You know, we've been waiting so long for this and the scoreline at the time. But yeah, I mean, they did say that we are the youngest team. We're new to Counter-Strike at this level, especially at this level. Yeah. So they know that they're in that position, and this is definitely a ton of experience they can move forward with. But that doesn't excuse the fact that they want to make this a contest. So 4 rounds now for 9Z, and we'll see if they can capitalize on. Ooh, I was going to say an early trade. Unfortunately, Shui is able to get back out and find Buddha as well. Back over toward Emo, dark corner. So repositioning as they still put, ooh, he was just over the mark. I was gonna say, still putting aggression toward the coffins, but sliver gap, and David makes no mistake on it.
Yeah, trying to find a sweaty little off angle. It was just a little bit too far out. 3-on-3 in the post plant. Does Gamerlegion want to go for this? Isaac's coming in for the flank, but DJT's gonna nail him. Rip his head clean off, a follow-up smoke, and I think that might be the one. Acor's got an AWP. You might want to back away from this. There's no kits on the Gamerlegion side to make this retake possible.
IM's pretty committed at this point.
This might be the confidence of the scoreboard prompting them forward.
And it could cost them dearly. DGT puts him down, and Acor was there. He rotated over. He's gone. They're going to surround him. No escape. 5 rounds now for 9Z.
And I mean, look, I don't want to get ahead of ourselves here on a 14-5 scoreline still, but this is the exact environment you do not want to let 9Z feel like they can get back in the game in any way. Good win for 9Z. Good recovery as well. Buddha finding the equalizing kill, bringing it back into a 4-on-4. And some fine shooting from 9Z.
See all the fans already, as you say, a lot of 9Z jerseys out there. And obviously a ton of Imperial jerseys as well. I think, man, as much as my heart goes out to Complexity, who started off 2-0 at the America's RMR, with them against Gamerlegion, or excuse me, against Imperial for the last spot, it couldn't have gone any other way. Yeah, a major without Imperial would not have been the same in Rio.
Even as a guy who wants to see every NA team succeed, that would have felt very, very weird if Complexity had overcome and knocked out Imperial before we even got here. They'll be playing later today, a matchup against Vitality for Imperial to start things out. You got to get through this one first. Good kill from Acor through the smoke and the edge of the hay cart. 5-on-4 for Gamerlegion.
Pull that back, though.
And Buddha again to find the equalizer, and again in Banana.
He's up to 15 kills. Excuse me, 16 kills. It's David on 15, so they are starting to get them. I said in the first half, despite the rounds, nice shot. I know it's pistols, but that's a pretty clean one. That makes you confident in these situations, and now things are starting to add up in their favor. But yeah, despite the scoreline, there was still a few of them that were getting kills and accumulating some damage on the board. So now, this round, despite losing the first player, is pretty clean after that. So they would get the next 5 in their favor to make it a 4-man survival at 14-6. Getting ahead of myself a little bit.
Some of that individual flair from 9Z showing off in this round. Good shooting from Buddha. Another gun round at hand. Acor with the AWP. 2 kits for the CT side, and a timeout is called as well. Gonna try and chill things out, calm things down. Certainly going to be impossible all week. First time out for Gamerlegion. This is the first little bit of resistance they've encountered.
And you mentioned mentioned it, the comebacks have definitely been noticed by 9Z at the North American Road to Rio. Saved 2 rounds ago that could have been possible, left them on pistols in the last rounds. And I know it's a long way to go still, but Gamerlegion, you're right, they're aware that this could easily slip away. NQZ is well up now to 9 kills, so starting to get that momentum. Didn't look super sharp on the CT side with the AWP, but we'll see what he can get done now on the attack.
Ooh, aggressive stance from Acor.
That's risky to be there down there that long.
I like it though.
Well, normally you'd have a rifle at least to watch that off angle. He went solo on it.
I'm fine with it with the confidence that he's been playing with recently. Take it, baby. I don't want to say Acor's had a quiet game because he hasn't had to really do much since Gamerlegion had everything they wanted in the first half, and that op on the T side obviously sometimes can be a little bit quiet, especially when your AKs are finding so much success, but that's a cool way for the Opera to get into things for the CT side. Slow-paced progression up Banana. Just over a minute left on the clock, and 9Z have already picked their final play. It's going to be a set execute towards the B-bomb site. Utility being dropped. I think they want to go back and take bracket controls or some kind of presence in middle when the mid-smoke fades, just to make sure this defense stays honest. Make them second-guess things. Ooh, is this a fake, or it could be a double fake even?
I think it's going to be an execution. I mean, they've cleared new box.
Buda's in here alone.
He is alone. Yeah, okay, bomb's going back. Bomb's going back. But Buda's finding kills. He goes down immediately after, and the call's going to be made, and they notice it. They notice that there's no aggression behind him. They even had clear vision toward the top of Banana, so
Bomb's
they're on the horse.
solo wrap. Bomb's going solo wrap. That's an issue.
Yeah, especially because they're arriving. They're going to be spotting him. They're going to see him absolutely right now. I was going to say Acor's got it. Bomb goes down. It's back point for Gamerlegion, and maybe they got a little bit too far advanced on that one, a little bit too far ahead of themselves.
Yeah, maybe a little fancy trying to bust out a fake in that situation. Buda gave him what they wanted as well, 1 kill, but it doesn't force any movement at the A bomb site because 3 players were already at B. They still felt very comfortable in the defense they had. 9 match points for Gamerlegion to close this one out.
Shot down with the AWP, not able to succeed in finding a target. Preemptive almost in his quick peek. Kia's just waiting to see if there'll be anything toward him on this second op in the round. So much damage, but unwavering. He still holds and fires through the wall. He's got to be so careful not to get caught by a stray bullet even through that wall, or even one more nade, but fortunately for his sake, there isn't any. There is a Molotov left for NQZ. The rest has been used and deployed. 9Z not with a lot left to work with on this if they want to try and execute. Tons of smokes already deployed toward top mid.
Buda again at top Banana. One of the bright spots, one of the few bright spots for 9Z in this game here. Gonna lead the way around the corner. It's Acor's off with low health, and ooh, that's a slow-paced jiggle. Kiaz. That's Kiaz with the AWP, a double op setup for the defense, and he's got the opening kill, missed the follow-up, but plenty of bodies here from Gamerlegion to deal with this.
Caught nearly with the smoke out. Kiaz has to be careful. He's just going to stay hidden behind the pillar. That's going to let Shui go to work. He finds 2. That's plenty in this situation because now they have a 2-man advantage with 4 players remaining at NQZ that drops. It's all on DGT, and I think this one's going the way of Gamerlegion. At a 16-6 scoreline, IM fittingly closes it out, and that is a